We have Chuck and Brad here to talk about a local event happening in our area of Rhode Island.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's going on?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you guys have in store for us.
So I'm Chuck,
I'm Brad.
and we do a podcast called the Chuck and Brad Podcast. We've been doing it in Rhode Island since like 2009, I think.
Yeah.
I can't believe
It's been a while.
And we do we doing our podcast for many years, and we do live shows at the Comedy Connection in East Providence in Rhode Island. And we do a bunch of different ones. We do a Halloween show. We try to do it yearly. We do a Christmas show. And this year we're doing Chuck and Brad's third Halloween Spooktacular at the Comedy Connection on Thursday, October 21st, with comics Ray Harrington, Liz Monas, and Brian Bowden. And we wanted to come talk to you guys because our Halloween shows are very much based in like horror movie pop culture.
That's true.
Okay.
Like our show isn't the type of thing where it's just like a bunch of comedians who go up and it's around Halloween, so we call it a Halloween show.
No, it's very, without Halloween, the show wouldn't exist.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's like if you like the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes, that's the audience that I think would come out to our Halloween shows.
It's definitely part of our DNA. A little bit of Muppets mixed in there as well.
Yeah, it's not so much stand up. Like Brad and I kind of do 2-man comedy shows, where it's sort of like sketch comedy, but we're actively putting on a show and acknowledging the audience. Like we did a thing one year for one of our Halloween shows where we had the audience members come up and they had to reach into jack-o'-lanterns, and it was either they were going to get a candy or they were going to get a rat trap snapped on their fingers. And then
we called it trap or treat.
There you go.
Clever.
There you go.
Clever.
And if you made it through that round, the final round was that we carved a jack-o'-lantern with a really really tight top, and we hooked up a car battery to it, and you had to reach through like Operation to get the candy inside.
And then the whole audience won candy.
Yeah.
They successfully navigated trap or treat.
But we do a lot of weird things at our shows. We did one year we did a prank. Well, I did a prank on Brad where
I don't like this.
We're comedians and we've been doing I love doing pranks. I have a band named Senior Discount, and we've been doing pranks with Senior Discount for years. We've done a lot of big pranks around the area. But to Brad one year for a Halloween show, we did a prank where I had us both dress up in complete clown makeup. And I was like, this is for the flyer of the show. So we had pictures taken, but really I just wanted him dressed up in clown makeup, and we took pictures of him and I turned them into advertisements to hire him as a clown. And I sent them to 100 random addresses across the United States of America, as well as many in Rhode Island, including like Chili's in East Providence, and a threatening letter to Spirit Halloween to stop selling clown costumes and misinform people about clowns. And on stage live that night is when I told him that I did this and read all the letters that I wrote.
And had like a 4x6 foot representation of the postcard behind us on stage.
Yeah.
One went to my ex-girlfriend saying like, now I know my true self and can be with you. So it was great. It was awesome.
And it was funny because like it had a big clown advertisement, and it said like spooky, funny. It said all these things. Then really small in it, if you look closely, it says innocent.
I don't make a good clown.
He makes a disgusting clown.
It was gross. Yeah.
Will you guys have pictures to show the audience at your event, please, for anyone that's actually listening and hearing this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe we'll just bring the postcard for a photo op.
I don't know that we ever need to let that thing see the light of day.
I have it in my basement. It's 6 feet wide, 4 feet tall.
Takes up most of the basement wall.
But we we try to do these. They're kind of like it's not alternative comedy as people know it, but it's a comedy show that is alternative to stand-up comedy. So we'll have stand-up comedians in the area kind of go on the show between our set. We'll do like, let's say 3 bits in a show. We'll do a middle bit, and we'll headline with something. And then in between that, we'll have stand-up comics. And that's where Liz Monas and Brian Bowden will come in for the show. But it's a lot of strange Halloween-based comedy like that. Loosely Halloween based. I mean, Brad dressing up as a clown kind of represents Halloween, I think.
I'm a terrifying clown. Pennywise saw me and was like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yep, that's right. But a lot of fun stuff coming up this year with it.
Awesome. So before we were talking and this conversation happened, I accidentally said Chuck and Jacob. I call Brad Jacob. So
Yeah.
Jacob the clown could be your alter ego, maybe.
That is good. Alter ego.
And that's a terrifying clown name because there's nothing wacky about Jacob.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you run into like a clown named Jacob the Clown, you're done. Yeah,
You're
it's
done.
over for you.
That's right. The more normal of a clown name it is, the scarier it is.
It's like, why the fuck is his name Jacob? Like,
Yeah.
why would that be a thing?
I'm William the Clown. That is terrifying. That's so fun.
So that's great. So tell us what kind of crowd you guys get over there.
It's pretty good. I mean, we've been doing it for a little bit. The shows we do, you know, like I said, we do a yearly Halloween show and a yearly Christmas show. But one of the other shows we do that we do more often is we do this show where we'll headline with this bit called Bradley Drawn,
Yes.
where we'll take a movie like Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, something like that, a classic movie. And Brad will redraw every scene from the movie because he's a terrible, terrible artist.
Very bad at drawing things.
And I'll look at all of his drawings and I'll write a new narration of the movie based on what they look like. And we'll present that live on stage of the Comedy Connection with the drawings up on a big screen and he reads the new narration. And we'll do that a couple times every summer. So like if a new Jurassic World movie comes out, we'll do Jurassic Park. New Avengers movie, we'll do the original Avengers, stuff like that. We just did Dark Knight in August.
Nice.
And people are really responsive. They really like that stuff. We moderate at RI Comic Con and at a few other cons. We've done Big Apple Con and stuff.
Cool.
And one year we actually did Clerks, Bradley Drawn, and we had Brian O'Halloran, who plays Dante in Clerks, in the script, and he came on and he read it with us, and he did it live with us in front of the audience, and it was amazing.
Oh, he was great.
But yeah,
That's
we get good
awesome.
audiences over there. I mean, I love the Comedy Connection. You know, I still meet people in Rhode Island who have never been to the Comedy Connection, and man, it's such a great club. It's a perfect size. It holds, I think it holds about 195 people. You know, 200 people obviously, but it's right at that great size where the shows are still intimate, but when it's filled up, it's just so fun over there. It's a great time.
That's awesome. And I know the crowds that we get over at our live movie events and stuff like that are it's a pretty wild crowd. So I hope we can get some of them to go check you guys out because I think they'd have a good time.
That'd be awesome. I want to go to one of those movie events. I haven't been able to go to one yet. I remember I was talking to, I guess it was Brandon last year, and I wanted to go so bad to, let's see, what did you guys do around last Halloween?
We had a couple. We had Scream, Amityville, and Josh. I'm forgetting the third one.
Yeah, I don't even remember. We have
And
done
he doesn't
some
remember
movie.
either.
Like-
Earnest, scared, stupid.
Yes, that was the one.
Well, there was one of them that I wanted to go so bad, and I made plans to go, and then I got pulled. I do a lot of film work in New York and New Jersey. That's my main job, and I got pulled that weekend. But that was when I was planning on going. But I'd love to go check you guys out.
Yeah.
Sounds so fun.
So you're October 21st at the Comedy
Yes.
Connection in East Providence.
That's
us.
right, Thursday.
And we have a movie on Friday, October 22nd,
Perfect.
Halloween 2 at Buttonwoods Brewery. So people
Yes.
can do a little bit of a double feature that evening for shows, and that'll be great.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
And if you
And
know what,
then-
if you take a picture at our show with Brad's clown picture, then when you go to the other show at Buttonwoods, you can be called Jacob all night long. That's that's the deal.
Well, you guys are doing Jacob Scared Stupid, right?
I would love to do that. Any sequel to an Ernest Scared Stupid, I would love to see. I want to see those Trolls again. That movie is incredible.
Trolls 2, yeah. There you go.
Oh, Trolls
Special
2.
effects
Yeah.
were badass, man. No one talks about that film, but the special effects they were pretty killer.
When I was a kid, Ernest Scared Stupid, the Trolls and Ernest Scared Stupid scared the shit out of me. They were all practical and they were so disgusting and big. It was like Muppet level. You know what I mean? It was like Henson level.
Yeah.
So cool.
You mentioned Muppets earlier. Did they ever have a Halloween Muppet special?
It's out now.
They just came out with one this year.
Yeah, Muppets Haunted
Oh.
Mansion on Disney.
I didn't even.
Plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. All right. Totally
like like yesterday or
Yeah,
last
like a
week
couple
or
days
something,
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only took him like 50 years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Jeez.
I know.
So before we wrap up, I'm going to ask you guys both a question.
Yes.
So you guys are comedians.
Mhm.
So you specialize in all things funny. Tell us your favorite horror comedies.
Wow. Well, I mean, Shaun of the Dead is such a no-brainer. I think Shaun of the Dead is maybe the best not parody horror comedy where it's like a tribute to zombie movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I first saw Shaun of the Dead, I expected it to be more of a parody, and I was just blown away by the fact that it was really more of a really loving tribute. I mean, and it gets emotional, it gets serious. It's such a great movie. Shaun of the Dead kills it. That's
Yeah.
gonna be up there for me.
I think Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods
probably
is
not
so good.
not pitched as a horror comedy, but the comedy in Cabin in the Woods
So good.
is top notch.
Yeah.
I love Cabin in the Woods.
I enjoyed Tucker and Dale versus Evil. But again,
Yes.
I think the comedy in that started out super strong and then kind of waned as the horror picked up.
Yeah.
But it was, definitely an enjoyable movie. I don't know the actor's name, but I know he played Sock in Reaper. I love that dude.
Me too. I like that guy too. I love Texas Chainsaw too.
Yeah.
You know how
oh,
that one's
good. Yeah.
kind of-
Yeah. It is.
it's-
It,
It's
exactly.
like a dark comedy. It's so
Yep.
good. I think that one's. I mean, I personally enjoy that one more than Texas Chainsaw. I respect all of them, but like I loved that one.
Chrome
I know
Skull's
it's-
badass.
Oh,
Chrome
yeah.
Skull.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Yeah. I love that. He's picking the thing with the hook. Oh, it's so
It
good.
frightens me.
Josh.
Suddenly.
Josh, it's chop. It's
Chop
chop
top.
top.
I
Chrome-
was
Chrome
thinking.
Skull's a different
I don't
movie.
know why I was thinking Chrome Skull. Oh. Nick Princeby, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
That's so funny. But I want to say, like, I appreciate you guys having us on because I love that now there's all these like, podcasts, new media things all like going on right now. There's YouTube people and everything in Rhode Island and New England. And I'd love if they were all more connected. So I'd love to have you guys come on the Chuck and Brad podcast, talk about whatever you want, plug events, do stuff like that. I'd love to have everybody working together where it's the kind of thing where we're like, we're going to cover this new, we're going to cover Malignant because that came out recently. Let's have these guys on and we'll talk about it. I'd love to do stuff like that.
Scream 5 trailer just.
Oh, the Scream 5 trailer came out today.
Woo.
Yes, that looks very cool. So, are you saying it's an open invitation for us to come
Anytime.
on and talk about rom-coms?
Anytime.
Or Josh really loves race car movies apparently because he gets the sound effects in the back of his his audio.
Oh, you can hear the drag racing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
I
wanna
live
come
on
on
a
and
main
talk about
road and they drag
Days of
race.
Thunder, Cars 1,
Days-
2, or 3, Planes, Fire and Rescue.
Cars 2.
What are the
Excellent.
other?
Only Cars 2 though.
Yes.
That's the only one I want.
Talladega
So,
Nights.
Yeah.
I
all
will
of
only come on if you will be in clown makeup and I can bring my brother who is
Oh.
actually an evil clown.
Oh,
Like
Yeah,
legit.
please have him
Clown.
have a clown off.
oh
Yeah.
He'll clown me right off the stage. We clowned out of the room.
What did you guys think of Malignant?
So Josh, did you see it?
I put it on and then turned it off.
Okay.
Wow.
I
Oh.
enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of like back and forth. I wasn't expecting what I got, obviously, but I
Yes,
think by
yes.
the end, I was like, I can respect what they did here.
I
It
think-
definitely had some flaws, but I was okay with it.
Josh, if you turned it off before you got to kind of the conclusion of the film, I would say watch the whole movie because it turns into a different movie than you think it's gonna.
Oh,
be.
I only got through like 5-10 minutes and
Dude.
something happened. I
okay.
had to turn it off and I just
The mailman
haven't-
came. He had to go get the mail.
So you get diarrhea.
I
One of the
really,
drag-
I really appreciate it. I really thought it was very fun, much in the way that like Tusk, I thought was a great throwback to those 80s movies
love
that were like
that.
more about shock. That's what, dude, I'm telling you, by the end, Malignant goes in that direction. I won't say anything else.
That's messed up.
But the beginning of Malignant is like, oh, it seems like it's just a haunted ghost is here or something. That's not what the movie's about.
Yeah.
I really, really respected what James Wan is doing with this. And I can't believe he got a studio to fund this movie. Right?
Did you say
Yeah,
haunted
yeah.
ghost?
Yeah, haunted ghost.
A haunted ghost.
Not every ghost is haunted.
All right.
What about Casper?
Yeah.
He's friendly.
I get it.
So I got a question for you real quick. I did a throwdown a while ago with the best science experiment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Human centipede versus Tusk.
I
Who wins?
prefer Tusk because I think Tusk gives you more of like an actual movie before it gets into the body horror stuff. But Human Centipede, I mean, it's weird because it's hard for me to disassociate it from Human Centipede 2, which is basically like a gross out contest or just
Yeah.
like how disgusting can we get? So I think Tusk is more of like a thoughtful project, I guess.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I just watched Lamb. Did you guys hear about Lamb?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's pretty interesting. You got to see it. It's an A24 film. We
Yep.
just watched Hereditary and Midsommar for the first time, and I really like both of those. And we saw Lamb. Check out the trailer for Lamb. The trailer is an A+, and the movie is really interesting. Would love to hear what you guys think about it.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
just came out, so I know.
Sounds good. Where's that available right now? Do you know?
Actually, it's only in theaters, and it came out. It is in like, it is in some big ones like Providence Place.
Yep.
But it's only in theaters for now.
Cool. All right.
Lamb.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Sorry, I'm making faces.
I hear
Always.
Every time we
It's
do a
tough not to.
podcast, I see my reflection and I'm like,
you. Yeah, it's tough not to.
Dave yells at
Alright.
me all the time. He's like, quit making fucking faces.
Good
It's
job.
all
All right, guys. Chuck, Brad, one more time before you go, tell everybody where to find you guys.
Awesome. So it's chuckandbradpodcast.com.
Yep.
That'll have all the info, the ticket link, the Facebook event link for Chuck and Brad's Halloween Spooktacular 3 at the Comedy Connection. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And we have a podcast that we do every week, a lot of pop culture stuff, a lot of comedy. I work for the comedian Mark Normand. He's a close friend of mine. He was just on our podcast last week, and I work for him consistently. And I work for the guys from the show Comic Book Men on the Tell 'em. They have a podcast called Tell 'em Steve Dave. They've been on our show. Christina Ricci was on our show, if you can believe that, for some
Cool.
reason. And
What?
yeah. Oh, we've had a lot of weird people, a lot of bands.
Yeah.
Who else? What are you gonna say?
Just the founder of Warped Tour,
Kevin Lyman.
Wow.
Jeff Tremaine.
Jeff Tremaine from the
director of
Jackass movies.
Yeah.
We had Kevin and Stanley from The Office. Was pretty crazy.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, because you guys got the Comic-Con connection and they were there, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's great. So a lot of fun. The Chuck and Brad podcast. We're on every podcast app based in Rhode Island. Been doing it for a long time. Would love to have you guys on. Would love to help push a community aspect of everyone working together. So if you guys ever want to come on, just hit me up and we'll make it happen.
Sounds
But yeah,
good.
chuckandbradpodcast.com is where to find a link for the event as well as our podcast.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
plugging the event and just coming on to chat with us. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And for everyone listening, definitely go check them out. Head up to their event. Go to our event the next night. Tell us that you saw
Yes.
Jacob the Clown, and
sure.
it'll be a good time.
Innocent. He's innocent.
Thank you guys for having us.
All right. Thanks, guys.